Yeah, I get it. Sometimes we have to rent because of immediate circumstances, but don't fool yourself and don't get lazy and accidentally end up renting for a very long time. Today's article breaks down the real expense of renting. Hey everybody, Dave Edwards, Treasure Valley Dave here. You know, your great real estate agent by your side when it comes time to buy a home, sell a home, or even relocate here to the Treasure Valley. And I know some people might be renting right now, and this is going to be a very important message for them. Yes, times are tough, and sometimes we have to rent. I've been there. I've rented for a period of time, but don't let that safety net of being a rental become a hammock where you fall asleep and let reality just slip on by. So let's check out this article here from Self.Inc. called The Lifetime Cost of Renting. Maybe you need to know about more of your housing options. And if that's the case, then give us a call. Let's talk about your life goals and how your housing needs fit into that. And regardless of what you do, whatever it is, do it on purpose. And the best way to be purposeful is to make good decisions. And the best way to make good decisions is to have great information and an expert by your side. So let's check out this article right here, The Lifetime Cost of Renting. So some key things out of this was that just a third over U.S. households were renters. Wow, isn't that wild? A little bit over a third? It said the turbulent economic conditions of the early 2020s have fostered a climate where 62% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Well, that kind of sucks. That's 62%. And, well, hold it. Hang on here. Between March 2020 and May 2023, average rents rose 37 consecutive months from $1,600 to over $1,900 a month. Wow. So, I mean, with these numbers, how is this next election even going to be close? For some, renting can be seen as a stopgap, and that's what we were talking about, and that's absolutely fine. I've been there myself. Today, the average American may be renting until the age of 35. Yikes. That's according to NAR, National Association of Realtors. Some of the key findings they've got from this survey was that the average American can expect to pay $333,000 for a lifetime of renting, including bills and additional expenses, like security deposit. I thought that was weird. We'll get into that. A lifetime of renting across the USA. So what they mean by lifetime is when someone enters the rental market at age 22 and exit around the age of 35. So in their parlance, a lifetime is 13 years. Man, I'm glad they're not my doctor. So based on all this information, this data they got from the survey, Americans can expect to spend an average of $333,000 overall across 13 years of being a renter, or an average of $25,620 per year. Yikes. And so these are some of the costs that go into what they're talking about for the expenses. Obviously, the rent, that's this big one over here. This I thought was interesting too, is a fifth of your expense goes into a security deposit. I thought you gave a security deposit and you got that back when you moved out. Maybe most people are moving out and leaving the place a crap hole. Could be, huh? And where you live also has an impact on how much you're going to be spending for that lifetime of 13 years. Let's check this out. It's kind of interesting as well. So different states cost different amounts. Looks like Hawaii is the biggest or the most expensive, and Colorado comes in at a close second. Wow, lifetime expense of well over $500,000. You know where Idaho is? We're like third from the bottom. We are $244,000. Now, $250,000 is still a lot of money. Here's the most expensive states. Hawaii, we said. Colorado comes in at number 2. California, they're at number 5. That's a big chunk of change. Even Utah, little Utah out there in the middle of nowhere. Now, to be fair and balanced, we have a look at the most affordable states. Kansas comes in at $238. Idaho's number 3 at $244. Like I said, it's $250,000 and it's still very expensive. I think there's probably something that we should be able to do about that, don't you think? And it looks like we need to do something pretty quick because rent burdens have gotten worse in recent years. It says that renters now spend 30% of their income on rent, up from 25% in 2020. And I thought this was interesting, just to kind of wrap this up. The study calculated the cost of moving every 27.5 months, which was found to be the average rental period for Americans. The average time someone stays in a house that they own is between like 7 and 10 years. So renters are moving a little over every 2 years. I mean, gosh, no wonder it gets so expensive. Wow. So many thousands of dollars for a quote lifetime of renting may seem to pencil out. You know, if your lifetime's 100 years, but the devil's in the details, isn't it? And a lifetime is only 13 years. So things just got real expensive real quick. So if your goal, and it might be, I don't know, is to stay poor and have nothing for the future and for your future generations, then that long-term renting is probably just for you. But if you want to create some generational wealth, well, let's see what Google says. Quick Google search. How to build generational wealth from nothing. Let's see, pay off debts, buy a house. 1, 2, right there. Dang, if that don't sound like something Dave Ramsey might say. Okay, it's settled. You need to make a plan to buy a house. Stop renting, buy a house. If you already own a house, great for you. Maybe it's time to buy a rental house so you can have rental income coming in and building up twice the house appreciation over the years because you have 2 houses. I mean, heck, that's what Blackstone does, and seems like a good idea for them. So give me a call and let's talk about your goals and get you some information and some ideas to help you map out your plan. Yes, buying a house can be a struggle, and we're here to help you with that. But it is the proven way over time to build wealth, the kind of wealth that changes your life and your future generations. And to give you some ideas of different ways to get you into that house, check out this video right here. We'll see you on the next one.